everybody, and it's Kelly, and I'm back with the layout today, and today I'm going to tell the story of Flat Stanley. So I'm starting out with that aqua paper, that aqua dot paper, which is from Bella Boulevard Time to Travel. It's the Let's Get Lost paper. That's going to be the paper I use to frame my layout. And then the other paper that I have off to the side at the moment, there it is the camera paper. That's from Bella Boulevard Time to Travel, and it's the photo op paper. And I decided I really love this polka dot, and there's not anything else in that color in this particular kit. Not that I might not have something close to it, but I decided to gut the paper, which I don't always do, but I am in this case. And what I do is I end up cutting about an inch, cutting the square to about, I cut at about 1.25 inches in. No, 3/4 of an inch in, sorry. So that it's at the 11.25 mark. And I change that up a little bit sometimes depending on what the print is. So this one might be just a little bit different than that because I wanted the whole camera on the top and the bottom. But it's close. I know about where it was when I did that. So, and then I'm using a technique I like to use when I do a framed layout like this, where I cut out the back, and that is I put a little bit of glue on one side, in this case usually the top, and then I put it down and glue it at the top. Then I come back in and glue it, because if I don't do that, it's really easy to get it down uneven, and then it's very, very hard to get it to be straight after that. So that's my little tip. I think I've talked about that here and there lately, is that's how you do that. Makes it simple. All right, then I'm going to add the photo of Flat Stanley onto this pink paper. So I'll add it on there, and that's from Amy Tangerine Shine On. It's the Surrounded by Love paper. And then I'll use that yellow paper in the background, which is Bella Boulevard Time to Travel Daily Details paper. So what I want to do here is, I know this is the chipboard from Bella Boulevard Time to Travel. It's called Chow Chip. And I know I want to use that adventure word. So I want to see about how wide that title is going to be, and go from there. So I know I'm going to use that yellow paper, and that the title is probably going to go on that, but I need to get that out first. All right, so we have that, and I'm looking at it like, how wide does this need to be? So I kind of took a sort of measurement there to figure that out. And then now I can put this on here. All right, so little story, if you don't know, Flat Stanley is something they do in schools around here when kids are in about first grade, and you often send Flat Stanley somewhere so he can go on a travel. When I lived in New Mexico, my mom was a special education teacher, and when her kids ended up with Flat Stanley, a lot of times they sent it to me because I could take photos of, we lived in the mountains, and I could take photos, mountains, desert. I worked for a tourist railroad at the time, so I could take pictures of the train and that kind of stuff. And what it is to give the kids idea of travel and other places, and how that looks different from where they are. So Flat Stanley went with us to Disney World in April. So the kids in the class took Flat Stanley on adventures, and some of the adventures were just what was going on in their house. Like, they didn't go anywhere. They might go on a picnic or something like that. But we were like, this is M number 2's class that was doing this. We were lucky enough to be going to Disney for the weekend, so we took him with us. We got home on that Tuesday. We got home on Monday. On Tuesday, I get a text from my daughter-in-law, and she said, "Didn't realize Flat Stanley had to go to somebody else. Can I mail him to you?" So he came in the mail, and Flat Stanley and I had adventures. So Flat Stanley went to work with me. I have pictures of him doing the dishes one time and vacuuming. He went to dinner with my boyfriend and I one night. He went to the library with us. There is a lake. Well, there's a lot of lakes in the area where I live, but he and I went for a walk by a lake. So I found lots of fun pictures. Oh, and then there was one day. So the first picture, you take pictures of him, is him at work with me. The next day I took a picture of him on the couch, and I put like a snack next to him, like popcorn or something, and then took a picture over his quote shoulder at the TV. He decided not to go to work. He wanted to watch Disney movies on the Disney Channel all day that day. So it was really fun. And I was laughing because I said to my daughter-in-law, of course I had to print more, and then you journal about what happens every day. So I said I had to print more because, I had more photos. And she said, yep, I knew you'd do that you'd be a little extra. So that's why we gave it to you. Anyway, super fun project. Let's get back to the layout. So I'm adding in that tag to do some journaling. The Bella Boulevard, the tags are Ellie Studio tag die cuts from 2021. And then I added in the camera, which is a 3D die cut there. And that came from the Bella Boulevard Bella Pop's camera. So it's from the camera, and then there's also stars on there that three stars, 3 enamel stars, and 2 of them are popped up that will go on the layout as well too. Then I'm adding in some die cuts. That's what came from the Bella Boulevard Time to Travel ephemera words and tags. So I have that Go See Do, the horizontal one, and then the circular one, and then the travel piece are from that as well. And then here I am adding in some geotags. Those enamel geotags came in from the Time to Travel epoxy cutaway. So just getting these little clusters figured out. In the still shot, I believe you're going to see that I added a cloud up in the Time to Travel, and that came from a very old chipboard piece from a soccer collection. So that it's up at the top there. I saw it, I had it, I'm like, it matches, let's get it on the page, just because it matched. All right, so here's where I'm adding the stars from the rest of those pops. I'm loving the color and the camera theme on this one. There's the still shot and a couple of detail shots. You can see the cloud there. Hope you guys are all well, and I'll be back with another layout soon. Bye, everybody.